everyone. I feel like it's been forever and I apologize about that. It has been a busy year at Silly Farm. So many awesome, exciting things going on, from my fab events to airbrushing to just changes, which are always a good thing because as entrepreneurs, we are responsible for motivating ourselves and keeping ourselves excited, doing the R&D, developing new products and projects. So thanks for just being patient with me as I sorted through all of these crazy changes. So 4th of July is like not even 2 weeks away, I feel like, and it just crept up on us. Like, how are we halfway through the year? Incredible. So what I wanted to do is share with you guys a few tips on 4th of July, or that you can implement into pretty much any specialty painting. And then I want to just show you some fast, easy designs that you can incorporate into your 4th of July line work. So thank you for joining me. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. That's the Silly Heather channel. Keep up with me on Facebook, Instagram at our @SillyFarm pages. You can follow me on my personal page, which is Paint Me Green. I'm not as exciting as our Silly Farm page, but you're always welcome to connect with me there if you have any questions about what I've been working on. So it's summer, means kids are home, which means I got my kids in the studio just waiting there to be tortured with my paintbrush. But more than anything, over the years, my 20 years of experience has really led me to share with you these few tips that might make your life a little bit easier. So my first tip is talk to your client. So 4th of July is going to be my reference for today, meaning I work with a lot of cities and they hire me not for pay per face, but they hire me for 2, 3, 4, 5 hour events, sometimes even more. And the goal is to paint as many people as you want. So the first thing that I like to do is talk to my clients and say, would you like for this event to have a condensed display board? Now, many of my clients know me from events where they've seen me do every type of painting. But for 4th of July, for Christmas, for special events, it's really awesome to be able to have just a fast, short display board. Now, this is the Pink Power stencils. Now, these come with this display where you technically can just be like, pick one of these. If you're crafty on Canva, you can make your own. If you're part of Faba TV, you can download that display board that I believe was made for you with a combination of like my designs, Lenore design. So I like to first talk to my clients. One of my clients is a city. I said, for this event, would you like us to have a display board and limit the options? She was so thrilled. One, she's not a face painter, so she doesn't know. But two, that just made her happy because in the end, she knows we're gonna get as many people done. They don't have to spend all day asking us, what can you paint? What does it look like? It just really helps speed up the line. So be the one that presents problem-solving ideas to your customers. You'll keep them and they will thank you. The second tip is kind of flows from this one, but keep it simple. The more stuff you have on your table, the more supplies. I mean, obviously I'm happy because that means you're shopping, hopefully at Silly Farm. But the more supplies that are on your table gives kids and your customers more ideas. Keep it simple. If you're doing 4th of July face painting, you don't need every rainbow cake. You don't need every brush. You don't need every color. This is why I love the duotones from the Fab Luxe collection, because I can put out my reds, my whites, my blues. I can use my rainbow cake, which is the Patriotic rainbow cake, or the Arty Cake. That's pretty much what I need on my table. That way the kids aren't being like, well, pink is my favorite color. Can you add a little bit of pink? You can always take out your glitter and add a little pink. But if your goal is to do fast work, to condense your offerings, to be able to keep it on theme, then keep your kit simple. The second thing that will do for you is when you pack up, it's gonna be a lot less to pack up, right? Like when I open up my Craft and Go, it's still open and go, but I have a lot of stuff and I like to clean it off and make sure that, everything looks good. So it's more work. This is going to give you a faster turnaround time, especially if you book things back to back to back. And then one of my last tips is the best type of advertising is word of mouth. And I mean that because that's how I built Silly Farm. From meeting many of you one by one, talking to you, making friends, turning friends into family. So each and every one of you, thank you. I don't take you for granted. I truly appreciate you, each and every one of you. But With that being said, word of mouth is everything. The internet is powerful. It travels fast. It'll introduce you to new markets. But people really do put a lot more preference, a lot more trust in a personal review. So don't skip out or don't waste your real estate space on extra paint you might not need. Turn it into something like this. This is the cutest in the world. This is obviously not me. This is Mama Clown, Marcella. Lenore Koppelman, the cheeky chipmunk, drew this caricature, and then she had this little card holder display made. So you can have one made, you can print it off, print it with your Venmo if you want to ask for tips, if you just want to share your information, like have a QR code on it. This one is made out of, it's not wood, but it kind of feels like it. Maybe it's a PVC. And it holds her business card, and she can just pop this right on the table, and you know, it reminds people to take your business card. It reminds them, like, have them take a picture of it so they remember you, so that when someone online says, does anyone know a face painter, or someone says, oh, I remember that face painter, what was her name, they'll have it, they'll remember this. This is memorable. So when I say real estate, I say use this space wisely. Condense your kit, make it look good, show off your cards, give people a reason to contact you. All right, so okay, now that we got the business stuff out of the way, let's start painting. I want to show you guys some new products. Oh, stencils, my favorite. Recently just launched some 4th of July stencils that are awesome, that are going to make your life a lot easier, because truth be told, I don't want to draw an eagle from scratch. Why? Because I got to think about it, then I'll like Google it, then I'm looking at the picture, taking longer. Why? When the stencil is here. They have this cool top hat one. Of course, there is a full Pink Power collection that comes with this nice display, so you could just be like, which one do you want? Call it a day. All of those things are up to you, so I want to show you how I use them. Also, if you want to, again, condense everything, this is part of the Frisbee collection. There's lots of them. So what this does, it gives you a lot of variety on one stencil. So, you know, it kind of just helps you to be able to think fast, embellish, and save space and time. All right, so how about we get started on some fast and fabulous patriotic designs? Let's go. As I was saying, 4th of July, Christmas, whenever you're doing big events and you need to be fast, keep your customers in mind. I did an event and I learned a very good lesson one year. I was working an event for a Christmas event, city event, lots and lots of kids. The organizer came up to me and she said, Heather, can you just keep it to like a candy cane, a Santa, like the simplest things? I was like, I don't really want to do that, because then I can't showcase my skills, get more clients, they're not going to be as impressed. So what I did is I kept it simple. I got more tips at that event than I've ever gotten before. Why? Because I was fast and the parents were happy that it looked good, and I was just cranking them out and they were happy. So just keep your customers in mind, because do you like to wait in line for a long time? No. Tell everybody hi. What are you going to say? This guy right here is, what's your name?
Hi everyone, I'm Hamburger Green.
Okay, so as you can tell, he doesn't love to be painted, but that's okay, right? Give me 5. Okay, all right, so first thing that I'm gonna do, keep it simple. You might get customers who don't like face painting, but their parents are forcing them. That happens all the time. Look, it's happening right now. So in that case, keep it super simple. This is one of my favorite cakes to have for 4th of July. It is called 4th of July. Ha ha ha. Look, it has red, white, and 2 different kinds of blues, right? So you can use the whole cake, you can use a piece of the cake. That part is up to you. So the blazing brush, she has this brush. It is the 2/3 angle, but I love this brush because it's already on an angle. So for those of you that struggle like on the sides of the face, this brush is gonna be great for you. So first thing that I'm gonna do is just take my cake and I'm just going to load it up just like this. And again, like I said, I love this brush because it's already on an angle. So once you have enough loaded, all I'm going to do is just come right here from the top, from the temple. I'm gonna come down to get it thin. And then I'm just going to flip it right there, okay? Just like that, just like that. What do you think, Henry?
I'm erasing this when I'm done.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so all I did was make 2 different swoops, just like that. Now you want to let that dry because 2 things are going to happen. You're probably going to want to go over the red with more red, because anytime white is next to red, what happens? It turns to a little more pinky. Now you can't stop that from happening. You can clean off your cake occasionally and that is gonna help, but at the end of the day, you'll probably wanna go over it again, the red, with a little bit more red, just to kind of, you know, pronounce it, okay? So I just went swoop, swoop, just like that. Now, once that's dry, all I'm going to do is take my pink power stencil. This is the fighter jet, right? You like planes? No? Okay, no problem. Lucky me, guys. Now this is one of my favorite products too. This is the Moda Kabuki brush, and what makes it so great for applying stencils, so it's kind of like a sponge but smaller. You can fill in where you want. 2 options. So instead of using black, I'm gonna just take my blue. This is my Fab ink blue, so it's that dark blue. And this Kabuki brush is really on the drier side. And the reason I do that is because you don't want it super wet, because what happens when it's super wet is it's just gonna bleed under your stencil. So first thing I'm gonna do, take my stencil. At this point, this should be dry. You can, and then I'm just gonna hold it here and just use my Kabuki to fill that in. Now you have a choice. Before you lift off the stencil, you can put a little glitter there. I know he doesn't love glitter, so I'll just lift it off just like that. And look, you have a fabulous plane right there, right? Super fast, super easy. And another tool that is very helpful, especially because it's so hot outside, is Star Blend. So this Star Blend is used dry. It is a powder. Now it's not going to be as opaque as your face paint, as like a Fab Luxe White, but it is amazing to use with stencils as well because there's no drying time. So this is one of my favorite stencils. I believe it's part of Weiser's collection or Leia's. This one might be from Leia Selly. Maybe it's old school, who knows. But I love those. I love the halftones, love all of these. So you can definitely use that to make a little bit more of a detail on it. But again, pick like 1 or 2 stencils that you're just gonna kind of like use as your embellishment, so you don't have time to think about it. You're just gonna like go in, use some extra stars, embellish around it. So I picked up a little bit of white on my smoothie blender, and I'm gonna turn him this way and just go right over this just like that, so that it looks like a little bit of jet stream. Now sometimes you're going to want to blow off the extra powder from your Star Blend, largely in part because it's powder, so you might get a little powdery. So I just blew off a little. You could tap it off. I mean, he's my son, that's why I'm blowing it, but you know, hygiene wise, just tap it. All right, then just last but not least, super fast, super easy, I can go right in and just add some stars right on there like that. And look guys, look at how fast and easy that is. So easy, so fast. Look right there. Look at that smile. Okay, so you see how fast and how easy that is, guys. Super simple, super easy. It keeps everything away from the eyes, so you don't have to worry about like anything getting in their eyes. Of course, you can always go in and add my favorite thing in the world, which is World's Best Glitter. This glitter comes now in 3 different varieties. This is the Funfetti stack. This is like the Christmas stack, but I love this kind of bluish, which is going to be great for 4th of July. I'll show you. So one thing about it that makes it so awesome is that it is a cream and it goes over the face paint without smudging it. Okay, look at that.
I do not want to use glitter.
I will not put glitter on you. All right, so fast, fabulous, super easy. Break out those stencils, guys. Use these tools like Star Blend, like kabukis. It'll keep your hands clean, the line moving faster, and people are gonna be a lot happier. Give me 5. Okay, go. All right, so I got my other little guy. He's not so little anymore. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, this is my Lundy Bear. Can't believe he's already a teenager, guys, which just means we're getting old together, right? You guys should see Leah. Okay, anyways, like I was saying, this new eagle stencil is a lifesaver. Why? Because I don't like to draw eagles. I just don't like to draw eagles. It's so much more work for me. So I'm going to show you how to use it. It comes in 3 parts, okay? So we'll go over that in just a second. First thing that you want to do is put down the background. This is where a kabuki brush really comes in handy because you can fill in that whole area really quickly. So first things first, I have to clean off this kabuki. If you give me a second. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my kabuki and I'm just going to pick up some white with it, and again, the same idea, dry. You don't want it wet, you don't want it kind of runny, because all that will do is just run right underneath the stencil, and nobody has time for that. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn his face just like this, and this one is kind of bigger, so you need a cheek. You need a cheek or you need an arm. And all I'm going to do is just use my little kabuki brush to fill it in. Okay, just like this, just like that. And of course you can do this with Star Blend. Now one little trick that I like to do is once I put down the base, I like to take my Star Blend, see me tapping it, and then what I do is use my Star Blend to dry it. So essentially what that's going to do is kind of dry it immediately, so that if you're like low on time, guess what you get to do? You get to use your Star Blend, dry it off, and keep on going. Next thing that I'm going to do is, in the event that you don't have Star Blend white and you still need to speed it up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my Arty Cake again, and I'm going to just put down the background while the white has a chance to dry, if that makes sense. So taking my same blazing brush again, I'm just going to pick up my colors, and I can use that red, white, and blue as a nice background. All right, so once it's loaded, all I'm going to do, turn you a little bit just like that, and I'm just going to literally go right around my eagle, keeping the blue as my border, or like right around the edge. All right, then this part is up to you. If you're just in the mood to feel fancy, all I'm gonna do now is just kind of come off of both sides again, just like this, to extend it. Is it necessary? No, it's optional. All right, now at this point, your base should be dry. This is where you're going to pick up the outline of your stencil, okay? So you have a couple of options. You can use this where you would just fill in the black, right away. So this is one piece right here. This is that piece. So you would essentially go right in and put this in, and this is where you can fit in, black, yellow, whatever you're in the mood for, okay? This would be your yellow, this would be black. Up to you. These are optional steps. I'm going to show you just in case. You can use your kabuki to do it. You can use your powders. You can just use a sponge. It is totally 100% up to you. I don't know if I had any left on that one. All right, so okay, next what I'm gonna do is, using a smoothie blender, I'm just going to place my stencil right on there and just kind of fill in with a little bit. So that'll be my background. And then last but not least, I'm going to take my kabuki brush again, make sure that it's clean, because now you're going to pick up black. This is where it helps to have more than one. So I'm picking up black right on here again, making sure that it's not too wet. If it's too wet, you know what's going to happen? It's just going to run. All right. Last but not least, all I'm going to do is just kind of line this up right here. and go right over it. Just like that. You lift it up and look at this, guys. Look at this. How cool is that? Now, all you have to do is just go back in and add any details that you want. As I said, I like my red to be like stronger. I don't want it to look too pinky. So I go right back in with a little bit of red, and all I'm going to do is just go over. And this is where you get to use your creativity. This is where you can use all the lines that you're learning on Faba TV. This is where you can get funky and crazy and add your own, details. If you've been practicing line work, this is your chance to really go crazy with it. All right. And then if you want to, totally up to you. You can always go in with some stars. You can always go in and just add any more details if you wanted to. I'm going to show you, but you don't need to do this. So if you want to, just go right in. White is always a great highlight color, just like that. And if you want to, go in, add few starburst. That is up to you. And look at how fast, look at how easy, look at how cool this design is. Fun. And you don't have to think about drawing an eagle. It's big. The guys love it on their arms. If people are wearing cutoffs, you can use these stencils with your airbrush. So there's just all these different options that you can do. Give me 5. All right, let's do the other side. Sorry. All right, so as I was saying, this is the world's best glitter. Why is it the world's best glitter? Because look at it. I mean, come on, guys. This glitter is fabulous. Looks great on the skin just as it is. Looks great. It doesn't move the paint. It's not itchy. It's comfortable. This is the Funfetti stack, and it's just awesome. I love this one. It doesn't, it looks a little dark at first, but it's incredible. So of course you can use your finger, you can use a paintbrush, you can use whatever you want. So what I mean by it is all you have to do is you can just put it directly on the face paint, and notice it's not lifting the face paint. It's not ruining it. It's not smearing it, but it's gonna last the entire day. And if you're like me, who lives for sparkle, you want to make it even more sparkly, it also acts as a way that holds your glitter into place, right? So if you have a bunch of loose glitter, you can just kind of tap it on there, and now it's gonna stay, and you don't have to worry about it falling off. And look. Voila, how awesome is that? So use the supplies that you have, guys. Really. All right, let's turn you to the other side. Okay, so let's do another fast and fabulous design. Again, I like to keep my designs just easy, right? Don't overthink it, don't stress yourself, don't, bring too many options. This is another stencil in the O collection. It is the top hat, which is always fun and always a good time, good way to just, do something on the arm, do something on the cheek, get creative with it, add a happy face, add Uncle Sam. So I will show you what I am going to do. So again, like I said, I like to keep things simple. I am going to use this split cake, which is a mixture of, it's red and gold. This is one of the Fab Luxe. What I'm gonna do is just pick up a little bit of red on the edge, just like this. So it's a little bit of gold and red. And again, you can do this with any of your powders to save time, then there'll be no drying time. All right, so here, all I'm gonna do is just make almost like a half circle and use the edge to color in, okay? So you just wanna keep that red right along the edge. If you need to fill it in, meaning if it doesn't look strong enough for you, go in, fill it in. Your kabuki will make your life easier, but listen. All right, so I'm just gonna make it a little bit more gold, and I'm going to fill it in. just like that. Now, what I'm going to do is take my stencil and I'm going to make sure that my kabuki is clean. And I'm picking up white. Again, so gonna just pick up white, make sure it's dry, and then I will take my hat stencil, turn them a little bit this way, kind of put it on a slant, because again, these stencils are a little bit bigger, so you need cheeks and arms versus, you know, just temple. There's, you know, certain stencils are gonna be smaller. All right, so now that I colored in the top hat, again, I'll lift it off, and then I'm gonna pick up a little bit more white on my, out of my Star Blend, and I'm just going to go right over it so that, again, it dries it off. Now the second thing is I also wanted to give this a time to dry. So now what I'm going to do is take my kabuki brush, I'm going to wipe it off because I want to be able to pick up red this time so that I can, you can do red, you can do blue, you can do an Arty Cake, whatever you want. So you know what, all right, so now I'm gonna take my kabuki, I'm going to pick up the red, again, making sure that it's not too wet, and I'm gonna take my little top hat, these are the little embellishments, and I'm just going right over it with my kabuki brush and filling in those stars, right? Lift it off and boom, look what you got. Turn this way, turn this way. Boom, look what you got. How cute is that, right? Then at this point, you can follow the same type of style that I did. Just pick up, this time I'm going to just focus on the blues because we already have reds inside of this design. So using my same blazing brush, and I'm just picking it up, and all I'm going to do is just kind of outline again using this kind of style where it gives it its own kind of contained look, right? So that way you can create its own design. Then what I'm going to do is pick up some black, just like this. And you can pick your favorite emoji face. You can, if you like kawaii, if you like, you know, whatever your style is, and this is your chance to make a happy 4th of July face, right? So if I just put my two little happy eyes right there, the mouth will leave that one open, and then I'm just going to give everything an outline, but not all the way because I want to use that. I'm going to show you guys in just a second of what I'm going to do. Now your next option is, if you want to fill in the hat with a little bit of blue, you can. Again, optional, not necessary, guys. So once I put blue on my brush, I can go in here, you know, add those details if you want to. It's up to you. If you end up with more time, then what I'm going to do is just go back in and pick up a little bit more on my brush, just like this. And then what I'm gonna do is have him just kind of spitting out some red, white, and blue fun, right? And then if you're comfortable with your brush, you can also just make some stars, just like this, where you keep your Arty Cake as the outline. And then all I'm gonna do, pick up some red, just like that. If you want to go over, you know, any of this red to make it more red, because again, we went over the white. And here, if you wanted to add some red coming out that way, and if you wanted to outline any of this or just add, you know, some embellishments, that part is up to you. And then last but not least, I'm going to take some Star Blend, just like this, and just kind of go. I'm just gonna add a few more stars right inside of there because I wanna make that pop. Maybe go over that one, just like that. And last but not least, I know I keep saying that, is I'm going to just put some little dots right inside of the eyes to make that little guy pop. And just like that, you have your very own 4th of July kind of emoji face. That part is super fun, super easy. Just using all the tools, you know, it takes it from just a stencil to a full design, right? You didn't get to see this design. Let me show you. Hold on. Stay right there. All right, what do you think?
Looks good.
Yeah, look at the other side. Looks like Mighty Eagle, right? No?
Nah, I want the movie version.
Okay, hold on, sit down for a second. All right, okay, so 2 fast and simple designs. Just because you're using stencils doesn't mean that you have to like compromise the overall finished look, right? Like you can make your designs go from okay to wow by using tools like your glitter, using tools like your Arty Cakes. These are all the things that speed us up, that make other people forget that we're not offering, you know, every design under the sun, but they also think you're a really good professional because you have these tools in your kit. They look like professional tools. So, all right guys, thank you so much for joining me and my handsome boys.
Alright.
Thank you for joining us for this fast and simple 4th of July class. We appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed these little tips and tricks that I shared with you. I wish you a productive, successful, lucrative, you know, fill all your pockets this 4th of July season. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure that you subscribe and follow Silly Farm for all the good products, right? See you later, guys. Bye.